Hi, I'm Christa Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo, where we teach authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu. And for those of you who don't know what that is, those are the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai. In today's video, we are going to discuss home defense, home security, how to prepare your home to keep people from coming in to harm you and harm your family, right? Yeah, today is a beautiful day, and I thought I would go out for a nice little walk and share some of my thoughts in the martial arts with all of you guys, and that's what today's topic is going to be. We're going to discuss home defense, protecting yourself and your family from someone trying to break in. Now, before I begin, I always have an introduction for all of my new viewers. If this is the first video that you have seen from me on this channel, again, I am Christa Jacobson. I am the headmistress of the Budo, which means School of the Warrior Way. We teach classical ninjutsu and classical bujutsu, so the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai, right? So if you guys are interested in traditional Japanese martial arts, reality-based self-defense, weapons training and tactics, survival skills, martial arts theory, thought, and philosophy, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, don't forget to click the little bell, because then you can get the notifications. We do put up 2 to 3 videos a week. That way you guys can keep up with all the notifications and you can keep up to date with all the videos that we do, right? So yes, home defense, that's what we're gonna talk about today. As a koryu instructor, and again, I'm gonna kind of go through that a little bit for those of you guys who don't know what koryu means. Koryu means like old school or the old ways. Koryu literally means old school. When people talk about koryu, they're talking about the martial arts of the ninja and samurai or ancient Japan, right? When we look at, classical ninjutsu and classical bujutsu, you see lots of text and lots of training and lots of, hey-ho or military tactics that goes into devising strategies to protect the castle. Same thing with ninjutsu. Ninjutsu goes into a variety of different, hey-ho, if you will, or military tactics or ninjutsu to be able to devise strategies to break into the castle, right? So from our school's perspective, we have both ninja and samurai training. So there's lots of philosophy and training and different techniques and different skills and different principles on how to, one, protect the castle, and on the other side, breaking into the castle. So today, I thought I would share with you guys some easy techniques that you guys can use and implement that into your home so that you can keep people from breaking in, from harming you and harming your loved ones. Now, before we get into the top 5 things that you should do for home defense or home security, I gotta say this one thing, because all 5 things that I'm gonna share with you guys today is predicated on the idea that you're already doing this one thing, and that's lock your fucking doors. Always keep your doors locked. I don't give a shit whether it's nighttime or daytime. Lock your doors. All of your doors should be locked. Lock them. That way, if someone is trying to come in, it gives you valuable, precious time for you to be able to carry out whatever plan you have and call the authorities, call the police, call 911. It gives you time. And you can't do anything if your fucking front door is open. So even though I'm going to be sharing some ideas with you guys on things you can do for home defense and home security, none of it's going to matter if you keep your front fucking door open. So lock your fucking door. Okay, so from all of that, let's talk about how do you defend the home. First off, what you need to do is make sure that you do specific things to keep intruders from wanting to come in, okay? I'm gonna give you guys an example. If you're going to be the individual that's gonna walk around, you're gonna drive a really expensive car, you're gonna walk around with all this gold and diamonds and all this jewelry and all this shit, well then you can't get that pissed off when someone whoops your ass and steals your shit, because you're just giving people the opportunity to take your shit. Desperate people do extreme shit, and if you're gonna flaunt what you have, you're making yourself a target. So with that concept, you want to make sure that your house is not the target. How can you do simple little things to make sure that your house is not like all the rest of them on the block that would keep intruders out? Number 1 is light the goddamn thing up. Most thieves, right, when they're breaking into your home to steal your shit or whatever, they don't want to be caught. They don't want to be recognized. So if you have motion lights on the front of the house, the side and the back, when someone walks by, it lights up. That's not the kind of shit that they want. So lighting it up to where the area is visible on the outside will detract people from wanting to come in. It's easier for them to break into somewhere where they can hide in the shadows and in the darkness than what it will be if they have to walk by a certain area and then all of a sudden, boom, this light pops up and then everyone in the goddamn world can see that they're there. So, you know, outside lighting is not that expensive. And that's the first thing that I think people should do. Put a motion light on the outside of their house. The second thing that you want to do is make sure that you put things out that will make them second guess breaking into your home. Again, most criminals don't want to get caught. So if you have things in your yard, such as like security signs, even if you don't have a security surveillance on your home, but you got the sign, that's gonna make them think differently. Or a beware of dog. You know, no one wants to break into the fucking house and then get their ass bit to death by a goddamn Rottweiler or whatever you have in there, right? Another thing is, owner is a handgun owner has guns or something like that. Those signs do defer people from wanting to break in. If you look at an average block and you look down the block, they're gonna look at all the houses before they do it and say, which one is the one that we're gonna break into? And if you have 5 homes, and you got one house that fucking has, you know, outdoor lighting, motion lights that lights up every time you walk by the fucking house, whether it's the front, the side, or the back, and it also has ADT security sign on it, or beware of dog, you've lowered your chances of them going into that home rather than your next door neighbor. Number 3, the next thing that you should do is make sure that you do get some form of surveillance. Surveillance nowadays is super fucking cheap. I mean, even it's like the Ring video doorbell type of thing where as soon as someone walks up to your door, it'll automatically click on and it'll start recording their face and record the situation. You can set that up where it looks on your phone. You can see it on your phone. Oh, look at someone's at my door kind of thing. That surveillance, does the surveillance stop them from coming in? No, but what it does do is it helps you ID the criminal. You know, Ring video doorbell, like, you know, we have one. It's like $100, and I highly recommend it, to be honest with you. I think it's great. If the person who walks up to your door, if they've already walked up to the door and bang, a motion light comes on and they don't give a fuck, and as they're walking up, they see a sign that says, you know, beware a dog, or owner has guns, or, you know, private property this, or ADT, home security, and they still walk up to your front fucking door, they either A, don't give a fuck, right? Or they're probably not trying to do you any harm. But if they get that far and they want to cause damage or they want to break in, that's where that Ring video doorbell comes in handy, because it'll click on and you're going to be able to get an ID of the individual. I think when we talk about security though, like I said, you can get security cameras very cheap. You get them on eBay for super fucking cheap. You can download the code so that you can have all, you know, make sure that you can see what the cameras are doing on your phone, like if you have a smartphone. So it's a super cheap way of being able to ID someone walking into your yard in case something happened. So that is something else that I think that's the next thing on the list that people should do. So number 1, make sure that you get motion lights. Number 2, put up some signs. That way it keeps people from wanting to even take the chance. 3, get surveillance. Make sure that if someone does do shit, you have an opportunity to, you know, ID them when they do it. Make sure that the cameras are pointing in a way that you can get a clean identification. Don't put cameras to where, you know, it's in the wrong, you know, too much light or too much darkness or whatever. Make sure you're very smart about where those cameras are pointed, okay? Just a fun little tip. The next thing in progression here, right? None of that shit worked, and they're just gonna say, fuck it, they're gonna break into your home. So here's where we're going to number 4. Make sure 100% that you have a plan in case someone is trying to invade your house. You have to have a plan, and it's gotta be solid. Like for me, personally, my wife knows I'm taking this firearm and this is where I'm going. She knows what firearm I want her to have and where the fuck she's supposed to go. I have 2 daughters. My oldest daughter knows exactly what she needs to do. My youngest daughter knows exactly what she needs to do. So when we have our little code word and I'm yelling this big code, you know, everyone knows that's the fucking drill. That's what you do. They know exactly what it is. They know exactly what to do. You need to have a plan in case there is an attack. You know, your life is on the line. And I don't know about you guys, but for me, like, every household Everybody plays a role, right? And my role in our little family is protection, security. Shit goes wrong, I fix it. Shit goes bad, I take care of it. I'm the one that gives that security in the bad times. I'm the one that protects when it's time to protect. Probably a lot of you guys who are watching my videos probably are in the same boat, because that's exactly your guys' probably your role in your family or your situation as well. Hell, obviously if you're single, then that is your role. You gotta protect your own shit. So you gotta make sure, number 4, you wanna make sure that you come up with a plan and you detail that plan specifically. And every member of your family knows exactly what they gotta do, how to do it, and when to do it. And you gotta make sure it's clear, crystal clear, so there's no mistake. So when a time happens, you just do it. And that gives you a huge advantage, because you know the lay of the land better than the criminals do. You know your house better than they do. And if you've already got a strategic plan that gives you the advantageous position to eliminate the problem, you are the one in the driver's seat, so you need to execute that plan to the T. Number 5 is kind of blended with number 4. Number 4 is the plan. Number 5 is what happens if you have to fight. So I kind of blended when I said I'm gonna take a firearm and do this. Wife knows what she's gonna grab, you know, kind of thing. You need to make sure that you have the tools necessary to protect your home in case someone is trying to break in case someone is trying to steal some shit or harm you and your family. I know, we teach, you guys know I'm a koryu instructor. I teach Ninjutsu and swordsmanship, and I teach the ancient ways of the spear and the bow and arrow and all that kind of stuff. And in a survival situation, would I use a spear? Fuck yeah, I would. No wasting my ammo. Would I use a bow and arrow? Fuck yeah, I would. I'm not wasting my ammo. I mean, I can, you know how many goddamn arrows I can make with all the shit that's around here? Fuck yeah, I'd be using my archery skills in that situation. However, from a home defense perspective, one thing that the ancient samurai used, 100% spot, was the art of Jutsu, which is the art of firearms training. And I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that during the Sengoku Jidai, during the warring periods, Japan was the country that export the most firearms in the world during that time. The samurai and the ninja were very, very pro-gun. I can't imagine someone studying ancient ninjutsu and bujutsu and not being pro-gun, not wanting to use guns. I can't imagine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are people out there, but I'm not saying you got to be this, big activist and have 1,000 fucking guns. I'm not talking about shit like that. Not talking about a collector. That would be a nicer way of putting that. I mean, like, in just the sense of using firearms. I just can't imagine it. So what I'm saying with that is, you're like, where the fuck is she going with this? Well, where I'm going at with that shit is simple. The person that's breaking in your fucking door is not coming in with a katana. They're not coming in with a spear. They're not coming in with a fucking bow and arrow. And if you really think you're gonna run around in the fucking dark and use a knife to cut them up, well, more power to you. But I'm not taking that chance. You need to give yourself the best advantageous position to eliminate the threat when they break into your house. I am a huge supporter of firearms. Now, I do think that there are I think people should have certain firearms for certain things, and maybe that's a video I should make, specifically from a survival perspective. I think there's only really a couple of guns you need to have for a survival situation, but, again, to each their own. But my point is, you need to make sure that you have the tools necessary and to be able to use them when it's necessary. You need to make sure that you're skilled in firearms. I know that, there are a lot of video channels and all this shit, and they're gonna say, oh, this is the best fucking gun for home defense, and make sure you have this, and make sure you have that, and a shotgun for this, and a pistol for this, and a rifle for this. And I'm not saying that none of them are right. I'm not saying any of them are wrong. I'm just gonna say this: the one that you shoot the most and the one that you feel the most comfortable with, that's the one that's correct. When people say, I don't like that gun, it doesn't have a lot of knockdown power, I fucking hate that. I promise you guys, it's not about how big the fucking bullet is. It's about where you fucking hit them. I gotta have a fucking 44, fuck a 22. It's like, okay, really? Yeah, it's got knockdown power. Okay, all right. I promise you this, I would rather get shot in the shoulder with a 44 than shot in the head with a 22. It's not about knockdown power, it's about shot placement. So you need to have a gun that you are very good with, that you can put that bullet on the target. That is what's more important, not look at, I got this big fucking, you know, don't be fucking stupid. So there's your guys' tips for home defense. Number one, make sure that you light that fucking place up. Someone walks up, bang, there's a light on. Everyone on the fucking block can see that there is someone there. Number two, make sure that you put things out in your yard that will deter them from wanting to come in, whether that's signs, ADT security signs, I got a, you know, homeowner owns guns, beware of dog. You're putting something that's gonna make them think, might not want to take that chance. Number three, make sure that you have some form of surveillance, whether that's the Ring video doorbell, you've got cameras around the house, make sure that they're motion cameras, they're not constantly going, but like motion cameras, someone walks by, boom, and it records for so long. Make sure that you have that, because then again, if something does go wrong, you can always ID the person of where they came in, who they were, what they look like, what they were driving, and that's gonna help the police create some sort of a profile to find the criminal. Number four, make sure that you develop a plan, okay? Make sure you develop a plan. Shit goes wrong, talk to your family members. This is what I'm gonna do, this is what you're gonna do, this is what the kids are gonna do. You're the one that's gonna call 911, da 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 da. You guys need to make sure that you have a fucking plan. That is number four. Make sure that you have a plan and that you guys can carry out that plan. And that isn't just for home invasion or, you know, someone trying to break in. That's also for like fire and shit too. You know, the family should have a plan. Oh shit, fucking kitchen's on fire. What do? Stand there and look at it? No, you have a fucking plan. Like shit's burning. You are gonna have A, B, C. Make sure that you guys have a fucking plan. That's number four. Number five, the home defense, hand-to-hand combat skills, combative skills, the tools and weapons needed to protect your house, to protect your family. Make sure that you have them. They will come in with a gun. And if you think you're gonna walk around with a goddamn Swiss Army knife or try to play fucking ninja at that time, you might not be the one protecting your family. I firmly believe you should have some type of firearm for home defense. Now you don't have to, I know right now I'm gonna have a lot of people pissed off about that one. It's like, no, take away all the guns. I'm not on that boat at all. Absolutely not. But, you know, I'm gonna leave the gray area. If you don't like guns, then don't go buy one. You can do it, or you can use whatever you want. You know what I mean? But number five, make sure that you have the tools and the weapons that you feel comfortable with to protect yourself and your family in case they do break in and now they have now entered your home. And one more point, make sure that you guys keep up with all the laws in your states. What is legal, what's not legal, what you can buy, what you can't buy, what you can have in your house. You know, make sure you guys keep up with the laws. I live in Kansas and in Kansas City, and Kansas is a constitutional carry state. We're one of those states where everyone here carries a fucking gun. You don't even need to have a fucking concealed carry license. Everyone can carry a fucking gun, concealed, even if they want, they just carry a fucking gun. Plus, we live in a state that's it's called castle law. You know, and if you guys don't know what castle law is, you guys can Google that shit. But, you know, in Kansas, I am lucky to live in a state to where the government does not stop me from protecting myself or my family. So make sure that you guys do abide by the law, because if you don't abide by the law, you know, you could go to jail thinking you're doing something good and you end up breaking the law doing it. So this video is not to teach you guys law, it's to say these are the 5 things that you should do, these are the 5 tips. So there you go, there's your 5 tips for home defense and home security. One more time, I am Christa Jacobson, head of the Budo. If you guys are interested in authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu, reality-based self-defense, weapons, trainings, tactics, check out our website at www.budoninjutsu.com. There you can see everything that we do, the philosophy that we teach, and you can have a list of our schools. If you don't live next to one of our schools, you can always join the Budo online Ninjutsu dojo, and you can study martial arts through our online dojo with me, and learn all this stuff as you go through the curriculum, right? So, again, thank you very much for your love and support. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, take care, be safe, and good luck in your journey of Budo.